From every beginning, there's always an end. It's your boy Fury, and I will be getting started in a little bit. So, I'm gonna switch over to the natural voice, and we're gonna get this rolling. All right, all right. What's good, everybody? It's been a minute. Of course, as I always say, it's been a minute, but when you do what I do for a living, being on the internet all the time, you really don't have time for. It's been a really, really busy week. But before I get into that, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. Sorry, good evening. It's because I'm a Fury. It's been a while. Yes, it has. And I hope everybody has been doing well, you know, because mental health is important, you know. If you haven't heard, Jason David Frank, Tommy, the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Dino Black Ranger, Turbo Red, Zeo Red, numerous others rangers. No longer he's no longer with us, and it's by his own volition. Unfortunately, self deletion. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But it's just sad. You know, I've been up to doing what I usually do, trying to save lives, man. Just really trying to save lives, and it's not easy, especially when you work in a revolving door environment like city EMS. A lot of our patients are people who don't get the help that they need to get, and they just end up right back out in the streets. Catch and release. Yeah, it is jacked up, L. It is. It is. And we throw around this whole thing now. Now it seems like it's more profitable and more commercialized to talk about mental health when it's been a problem in our community for a minute. In the black community, I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know who's who, but in my community, black community, it's been a big issue, man. Um, so we'll talk about that in a moment. But as you know, I already caught up, or you already know what I be doing. It's cold as balls recently, so I can't like really ride as much as I would like to with my bicycle because even with the cold gear on, it's just something about the brain freeze, breathing in the constant cold air. Uh, the cold gear only lasts but so long on your extremities. It ain't because I'm afraid to ride. It's just that you have to have crazy, crazy insulation to ride in 30-degree weather. Whereas the wind chill, as for motorcycle people got it worse because uh they go at even a higher speed than an e-bike can go, so they're going to be more susceptible to the wind. So this is why people don't ride their motorcycles and stuff that much in the winter. But I work 2 and 3/4 of a mile away, so why not ride my bike? So I've been doing that. But yesterday and Friday, I was at the Prudential Center doing a extra detail on my days off, extra overtime detail, and I covered AEW Dark, AEW Dark Elevation, AEW Rampage, and then yesterday I covered AEW Zero Hour, and which led into the 8 o'clock presentation. But I went about 4.5 hours of AEW pay per view called Full Gear. And as somebody who's been watching wrestling since I was a child, I know wrestling is It's a prescripted sport. We get it. I know that. But to meet these people, see them interact, the stuff that they put their body through, what they build their character in, the rapport they have backstage, is great. I mean, like, despite all the rumors about AEW with this whole situation with CM Punk and everything, but it's not even a wrestling podcast. But from what I've seen there, it's very. I just loved working there because I seen people I grew up with now working for this company. You know, I seen Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust, Mark Henry, Dean Malenko, Jerry Lynn, Billy Gunn, who made a run out and stuff. I've seen a lot of young talent who are just basically becoming household names because everybody does watch WWE. But to actually watch this event live and see people that you watch on TV and you see them walk past you and you realize that from a stature point, they're they're no different. They I mean, of course, they athletic and everything, and they're in good shape. A lot of them, the most of them. The thing is that my stance and made me look at my physique. I'm like, damn, you beat yourself up that much, Fury? Like, I beat myself up now. I know I'm not in no wrestler shape, but the fact that my height and my build ain't that much of a discrepancy compared to a lot of them, which is a great thing. This is back in the day, you had to be these tall, hulking people. Now the guys are under 6 feet, which is great because let's be honest, the United States and in the world general, especially the United States, the average height is what 5'9" for a man, and that can open up a whole can of worms about women's preferences and why a lot of them end up single and why they only chase a certain demographic, you know. But covering AEW Full Gear was awesome, man. It was great. Like seeing somebody, I mean, seeing Saraya, aka known as, she was formerly known as Paige in WWE. Like, I walk, let me tell you my experience. This is why I like so much doing these details when AEW comes. I walk in with my supervisor. We go to the doctor and the trainer's office, the people who really make sure the injuries are tended to. The people got to either go to, um, oh hey, what's going on, antisocial socialite? Um, oh boy, they say I'm having crashes. Let me see. Let me see. All right, let's make sure. So I go to the trainer office and Jr. Good old Jim Ross is sitting there getting his ankle taped up by the trainer that the one of the lead people physicians that actually we were cooperating with. He's working on JR's ankle because JR, is battling skin cancer, so um he had to make sure where it was at in his leg is wrapped properly and stuff. And JR's like that voice you hear when he was doing commentary is the that's his real voice. You can't fake that. And he's just sitting there and stuff. And my supervisor's talking with the lead trainer who's wrapping his ankle. I'm looking past him. Another trainer has he has Saraya Page laying there getting her neck tended to and making sure all the kinks are working. Now she's laying there and he's doing the thing. He got his hand on the neck and he's massaging and certain the kinks out of her neck. Saraya Page, despite the controversy of her leaked sex tapes and all that other stuff, the woman's a hell of a wrestler. And she's been retired for 5 years because of that neck injury that she got when she was still signed with WWE. She done quit drinking. She done got the puffiness out of her and everything. The woman, look, she didn't lose a step, which was a great thing. Actually seeing her there in person, realizing, wow, she's a lot shorter than I thought. That's my whole perception with a lot of people like that look big on TV. Like, oh, they same height as me. Like Powerhouse Hobbs, Will Hobbs, big black dude, spine buster, built cock diesel, height wise, you and the shirt on, you wouldn't even know until he take that shit off and he get into the his outfit and his singlet, and you like, oh shit. You stand next to Wardlow, one of the big dudes that's known for just power bombing people because he's strong as shit. You walk past him and stuff, you like, oh shit, I thought he was taller. Like I started realizing a lot of people were either shorter than I thought, or I'm just as tall as they are, which was fun. So I seen Paige there. The day before, I was looking at Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, one of the best wrestlers in the world, getting worked on in the background, just over there chilling. Oh shit, it's Kenny Omega and stuff. So you gotta be in really good shape, and it's great. Like to see all the, it was fun. Like watching it. It went on for a long time, but you know why I didn't mind? I didn't have to pay the $50 for the pay per view. I got paid overtime to be there, and it went off really with no hitch. So I watched the whole thing while getting paid. Love it. Love it. It was fun. The first match at 8 o'clock in the main pay per view was Jungle Boy Jack Perry, which is the son of the late Luke Perry that played Dylan in 90210. Well, Jungle Boy is making a name for himself. He was going by just Jungle Boy before, because he knows who his dad is, and he didn't want that to overshadow what he can do. The kid is awesome. He's a great wrestler for someone that young. For he's 26 years old maybe, and now he's embracing that he's Jungle Boy Jack Perry, which is great. I mean, that was a good match. He got like his steel cage. He got his face cut, a lot of blood. You had to see him walking around past. He was going face first as the cages. He been in a fight for real. That's what he put his body on the line to entertain a lot of people. This is why I like this show, and like why I like watching this other stuff. These people, they entertaining people. But they're, in the end of the day, they just humans. They look without makeup. They look just like any other, and they go through any other skin problems like everybody else. Case in point, everybody, you would not know them if you walk. The only way I recognize a lot of them is because of hairstyles, and some of them you can tell the basis of their face, but you can tell like skin issue. The makeup does a number on a woman's skin because it clogs the pores. So these women got to get beautified and all this stuff, but you can just look at them and you're like, she's an attractive, she's athletic, and all this other stuff. It was just fun. It was just like overall, just like it's not easy. It's not easy at all to do that. So that's what I spent the last 2 days doing. Now today, I come on because I haven't come on in a while, and I just wanted to talk to everybody and everything. And wrestling aside, it's been really, really tough. Wrestling is something that I just did. That it's like a pastime, just a leisure, something I watch basically to just decompress. I love it because I've been watching since I was a kid. But when I go online, I used to have this whole aspect of, what I'm tired of, and this might be controversial. What I'm really tired of right now is the bickering, the subgrouping, all these other problems between me, people like me, and our women. I'm so over it, man. I got so disenchanted by relationships that I actually quit dating profiles, man. I literally quit them. I can't do this no more. And going online and listening to a lot of this shit that black women are still blaming us for everything as black men. And then yes, there are black men blaming black women for shit, and I'm just done. I don't want no parts of it. I'm tired of having to use the word fucking accountability all the time. I'm so tired of saying it. I'm kind of gaslighting myself into thinking otherwise, but that's why I gotta stop using it. But I'm not that far gone. Accountability is a big difference. You know, I got to listen to. I'm on Obsidian's podcast the other day, like actual on camera, and I got to listen to a lot of brothers sitting there. They constantly cannot fully bring black women accountable the way they should be held. I'm not saying all the blame is on them. I would never say that shit. The thing is that us as black men, we know how to actually hold one another accountable. But they always swear that we don't hold other men accountable. We do. You know why? Because you don't see it like that because I've been seeing that a lot of sisters will mess with a certain demographic of black men and get burned, scarred, defeated, get the sparks slapped out of them like Power Rangers by, and then next thing you know, what is it? It's all black men's problem. Whereas we could sit there and I could tell you like, you know what, I was dealing with this female and oh my god, she was a pain in the ass. She was this and stuff. She never thought she was wrong. She doesn't know how to apologize. And when she how can I say, whenever she's called out for her BS and you got her, she disappears and stops talking to you rather than apologize and own up to it. And I know someone specifically like that. But when I bring air that grievance out, ooh, what do you hear a lot of women say? What do you hear a lot of women say, black men or men in general, when you're talking about the issues you have with a woman? What do you hear a lot of women tell you in return? Anybody watching, even you antisocial socialite, what do you think a lot of black men hear from black women when we talk about the issues we have with a specific person or two that we dated? Just type it. I'm waiting. What you think a lot of black women would tell a black man when he airs his grievance out about a certain black female? I'll wait as I take a sip of my non-alcoholic beer. Athletic Brewing. I'll wait. No one? No one got anything? Nothing? Nothing? You will hear, you will often hear, oh, what kind of females are you meeting? Oh, that's a you problem, right? Right? But the moment I say you have to vet better and it's a you problem, guess what? Exactly, that too. Boom, right there. What did you do to her? Exactly my point. And you know what really triggers me when I see that? You know what triggers me? My own sister and mother used to say shit like that to me. But black society is patriarchal. My ass it is. My ass it is. This is how they don't even realize, a lot of them don't even realize they raise you to be guilty by association. They raise you to be guilty by association. And I'm got older and was like, yo, no, fuck that. I literally got older and was like, yo, and it was called defiance. It was called defiance by my mother. Because when you catch you, the worst thing you can do is catch your own parents out there by catch your own, especially as a black kid, catch your own mother out there in her own hypocrisy. Boy, oh boy. You know how they respond with violence. Violence. Emotional violence as well, and physical violence. It's the emotional violence as a kid that really gets you. Physical wounds heal. And I'm being candid, and I'm being very candid with you guys. Because I'm at this point where we need to stop sugarcoating this. We need to stop saying to the point like, well, that means you were raised right. Worry? Worry? We got right after a while. Many of us got right on our own. A lot of us had to put a lot of gotta and have to put a lot of trauma behind us. And it's very hard to sit there and actually put that shit to the side despite knowing that this person never apologized to you. Maybe that's exactly why I think apologies with me go a long way. Because as a black man, the I would rather I would get brain from some random Becky before a black woman apologizes to me. And that's sad, man. And yes, the patriarchy doesn't exist in the West anymore. It does not. But it's always brought up as a scapegoat to excuse selfishness, bad behavior. It's always the patriarchy and just straight the inability to be feminine. Women, they her lack of femininity is always blamed on the patriarchy and stuff because she's trying to say the man oppressor, so she gotta be just as aggressive as a man. What? The way y'all raising a lot of these black boys out here emotionally unstable, you really gonna blame patriarchy on that? And I'm sitting there once again, like I told you, I was on Obsidian's broadcast, and all these brothers up there are doing what? Oh well, we gotta stop having all these babies by these different women. I'm like, are you fucking for real? That goes without saying. A lot of you need to start telling these women to stop sleeping with the same men. And I brought up the whole Damon George situation. I brought up we were talking about the Derek Jackson situation and why women, despite Derek Jackson being outed as a cheater and bringing his whole bonnet-headed religious zealot of a wife into the frame, he's sitting there all looking. He got his tight sweater on, his black slacks on, holding her hand, looking at her like. And she's sitting there with a bonnet on her head and fucking glasses on, looking as basic as ever. Even in defeat, he had to look like he was the one. He had to make his wife look like she was homely and crazy so he can be justified in his cheating. That is a narcissism if I've ever seen one, man. And yes, the patriarch, yeah, it is complete BS. Complete. But what I'm saying about Jackson is that he did that. See, we was talking about that on the Obsidian radio. Is that a lot of the brothers up there with me, they just they don't want to they want cooperation from black women, but they don't want to hold black women accountable enough for it. Every time I hear something coming from black men when it comes to black women, it's about work on you. Work on you. No shit, I'm working on me. But my thing is, why we're not in why we not in tandem having standards, stronger standards. I've asked that question many times, like why in tandem aren't we having stronger standards? And I don't get an answer for it. I don't get a proper answer for it. So that bothers me there. Let alone like you and then we had to deal I mean, what else were we talking about too? Is that, that just had me triggered. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I really don't want to talk about it no more. Like I said, it's a lot of I quit. I quit dating sites like altogether. I just was like, I'm finished, man. I'm like, I can't do this no more. I really can't. And people are like, oh, how could you give up? You blocking your blessings. Nobody give up. I'm just not doing it online anymore. Hell, I don't even like to do it in person that much. Because how are you gonna sit there trying to give everybody all of you and they don't want to give you shit? Like I was recently just talking to somebody, just talking, and my thing is that if you if you only saw me as a friend, just fucking tell me that. Don't be like, okay, we gonna, when I got free time and stuff like that, I'll let you know so we can go someplace together. But you just telling me that, and then you're acting distance because you're starting a relationship with somebody else. Bitch, I am not a dick in a glass jar. I'm not. See, this is the whole thing about the whole situation. I'm not a dick in a glass jar. I'm not gonna be there break just in case of emergency. Which that mercy means like you broke up with somebody. Now you need somebody. You need a revenge lay, or you need somebody. Yeah, you need somebody to make that person jealous. I am not that motherfucker. I am not. So the whole thing is messed up. And then you said S by S being separate and surrogate. I'm starting to see more and more why that's important. And everybody, we got this whole talk more and more ever about the passport bros too. See, my problem with passport bros, with the whole passport bros, is that not that I'm against them traveling. I'm just weary about the results. The internet is everywhere, y'all. You think we ain't got women overseas in the Philippines and Colombia? Well, Colombia, they set us up. They look at they be setting black men up to poison, to drug you and rob you, overdose you, you end up killed, you end up dead, all this other stuff. I'm saying by all means travel, but be smart. I'm not gonna cruise the world to look for a woman because the women here in the Western Hemisphere are dog shit. You think the women in the Eastern Hemisphere aren't learning to be chameleons, like to disguise all that bullshit that they see the Western women do? They know how to do that. You think they're not paying attention? You think other races of women are not paying attention to how romantically and how romantically deprived and the basic how we deprive the basic femininity from our women in the West? You think they're not paying attention to that? So their chameleon game could be just as strong too. Their chameleon game could be just as strong, meaning they see the pushback that a lot of these women in the West are getting, and there's a whole demographic of black men who go without a woman because a lot of the women don't appreciate. You think white women don't notice that shit? You think Hispanic women don't know? Well, Hispanic women are just as bad. I said what I said. Uh, you think other groups? Look, and I don't like being a secondary option. I don't like being a cleanup man. This is how they see. This is how other groups of women I'm starting to notice see a lot of black men. They come to you once they're done. Once they divorce from having children with Mr. Charlie or Chad and Brad, they come to you when they can get, now that they done secured the bag from that relationship. They come to you when they want to get stretched out, or they come to you. A lot of them don't come to you as a mutual option. As any group and race, I don't tell you to put anybody else over your own. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing that. But they don't see you in the same light. Black men, we are on the bottom of the totem pole. The only time we are someone that's desirable is if we look a certain way and lay pipe correctly, or we got money. That's when other races of women want in. Otherwise, me walking down the street being an EMT, nobody gives a fuck about me. I know that already. I know that, and it's no self pity. I've made peace with that. I'm still gonna work on me to be the best version of me, but I'm a side eyed you. You gotta show that you genuinely are interested in me, not because I'm being chased and I'm like I'm the pro. None of that dumb shit. None of that. You have. It's 2022. You got to learn how to court men, also. And I'm not saying take me to fucking dinner. Like I said earlier, we are deprived of basic femininity from women in America, especially black men. Have you seen our women the way they built? The only thing keeping a lot of them feminine looking somewhat is surgeries. Those BBLs are killing y'all. Ooh. And them dolls don't match. You heard the song. He's like, they'll learn it, but at least the experience for black men will be better. I hope it will be. I'm scared to go to the UK. Where you from? I'm looking at a lot of videos. A lot of the women over there, black women, are fucking, they just as toxic as the women here in America. I'm looking at one, and sorry, I don't do a good English accent. Shoot, I need someone to put me in my place. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, I can't deal with a nice guy. I'm like, are you, wow, that sounds different accent, same shit. Good God. And then you said, you only have one life, just have game, don't be goofy for non-Western women. Yeah, I'm not goofy for no women, man. And I think that's too much. I think that might be a detriment to me. A lot of people like, well, you got to learn. You got to trust. And I'm like, trust what? Trust what? Oh man, trust what? Trust is a two-way street. It's like we got to sacrifice so much to get so little. You are correct, right? Are you in that category? Do you got guys kicking down your door because you have a lighter complexion? Is colorism a thing? And even that's still a situation where it's been proven that the biggest colorists are not black men, they are black women. I need to stop looking at Gilbert Arenas and Lil Wayne and situations like that. I had an interesting story when I used to work in environmental services. One black female, dark skinned black woman, told me she's had a child by a light skinned dude and a child by a dark skinned guy. She's like, you are the perfect complexion. You're in between to have a child by. So I want to have a baby by a light skinned nigga, dark skinned nigga, and a milk chocolate nigga like you. That's what she said. And I'm like, that's exactly how I felt in the inside. I was like, I just went like that. I just was like, what am I? What did I just hear? But colorism, but black men are colorists. Not as much as y'all asses. You want to have designer babies and stuff. Designer babies. Oh man. Yeah, you know my cousin lives over there. You know my cousin lives in London. You know from the Instagram shows that they used to do that I used to pay on all the time. The part of the compilation, you know? Yeah, colorism I think is a thing that's mostly on it. It's an internet sensation. I've met a lot of dark skinned women like I don't have no problems getting a man because of my skin tone. I was like, I thought so. My old coworker Samantha, yo, this woman last name is Black. Her skin tone is black. Literally, no problems getting men. Why? Cause she's attractive. None. No problem getting men. Yeah, stop paying. Y'all better stop thinking Lil Wayne and Gilbert Arenas speaks for all black men. See, that's the problem now. Like I said earlier, they all just think, yeah, that was. Give me a second. Let me check out something. Yeah, Jason David Frank passed away, man. Tommy the 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 Green Ranger. Good God, man. That's just sad. He was 49. They say he committed suicide. Oh man. Let's see if it's here. Let's see other videos. Scapegoat. Yeah, I'm not like, but guys like me. Not now. Why not now? What happened? You like that video with the Hispanic girl in the pink dress? Why the fuck am I single, bro? I got a job, I got this crib, I got this fat ass. Well, I'm like, your masculinity maybe, and you bro this, bro that. What guy wants to talk to a chick that is bro, and I'm like, Abba Preach is making fun of that shit. Let's see if it plays.
I dealt with were dry. Even when I made them come, they just got bad ping pong.
Yeah, this is what I want. It's not happening. Do you get me? So like, but when I'm seeing someone and I see, yeah, they've got certain standards and they want me to be this kind of person and they want me to do these kind of things, yeah, you're long for me. Because
Oh, don't buffalo
I'm
me
not
now.
with that. I'm me. Do you get what I mean? I'm not saying take me as I am, because naturally, when you've been single for a long time, you develop certain habits that, when you get into a relationship, have to change.
Right.
So naturally, adjustments will be made. But when you meet me, take me for me. Don't think I'm not living up to no expectation on these things.
See, it's the issue I've been running into doing these.
And I think too, both people should come into a relationship with
The
that knowledge,
video
Yeah,
knowing
doesn't
that
stream
there's
right.
certain things that you have to change. I've been in situations where, in the past, I felt like I ain't had to change for nobody. And then when
I
I
make a
got in
man
my
straight
30s, I
drop
realized,
his
holy
phone
shit, what the fuck was I
and
doing?
damn near his
And then I
joint
started meeting people.
in this one. If I can get it to run right? I think it's this OBS thing and fixing the bit rate. I'm gonna try to work on that too. So I want to get this thing running right. I want to show videos, and I can never show
And I
videos.
felt like, you know what? Maybe this is the get back. I started meeting people who didn't want to change. They wanted you to adjust to every move they make, and they
And the buffering is just the issue. I can't stand it. I just really can't. Like I gotta fix this. I really do gotta fix this. God, I gotta fix that, man. This is really getting on my nerves. I just altogether probably need a new computer that's a little faster. This one's about 6, 7 years old. It's about due time. But yeah, that talking about. They said that he just got it. Jason David Frank just got a divorce. His stepdaughter died of, I believe, cancer or something. And I don't know if it was the divorce that took his toll on him. I don't know if he was battling depression for years and why he did so many conventions, because conventions and the people there and the conventions kept him going for a long time. Like he had his martial arts that kept him going. Being a ranger and having people like different generations that are past Mighty Morphin just be his fan base. I had a nephew who was 10 years younger than me. I used to watch all the time. And he had me watching Power Rangers. Hell, if you look here in my case, let's see if I can go. Hold on. Right here. Hold on here. I'm going to show you guys something. In my regular camera, if you look there, up there, that is the Ninjetti right there. The white one right there has Jason David Frank's face sculpt to it. Adam, Billy, and Kimberly, and stuff. So I've been collecting. It's crazy how that show, despite me being older than this targeted demographic, had an effect on me because I had someone that I watched and I ended up liking the show because he loved the show and Tommy was his favorite. I even told him, I was like, yo, did you hear about him commit? He's like, yeah, I know. It's sad, man. It's sad. And that leads to a whole situation where we have to talk about this whole situation. Oh shit, how you doing, Joe? I yeah, this like I haven't even opened the GI Joe classifieds yet. I got yeah, I know. It was sad. You don't understand like how much that show helped me keep my little nephew in check. It helped me keep my little nephew in check because it couldn't go no place. Every time it'd be a commercial or it could be a drop after Batman the Animated Series went off and stuff. And as the credits were rolling on Batman the Animated Series, you hear, "Hey everybody, it's Tommy the Green Ranger. Watch Mighty Morphin." He come running like, I heard it. He knew the dragon dagger. He knew the dragon flute noise and everything. Oh man, thank you so much, Joe. Thank you so much. I try my best to save people. It's like I said, it's an experience. Sometimes some people don't want to be helped. Sometimes you just can't get to them in time, but you give everything you can to try. All right. Thank you, Joe. So the show, like you understand, a lot of people. I'm looking at a video from Jada Black earlier, and even Tyrone Magnus, even though he pisses me off most of the time these days, even he was talking about it, and he's older than I am by like 1 year. This is Power Rangers had a big following. See, back then, a lot of people like, oh, you watched it, so, so. If you knew why I watched it, you'll understand. I knew about the Super Sentai series, known as the Super Sentai series, like that they used the footage from. You always wondered why the footage looked all grainy and dark. Yeah, that was from the Japanese show that they voiced over. I knew about Super Sentai, and then that Power Rangers got me into Super Sentai. You know? Wonder why, God, everything is just disconnecting. Oh, yeah. Power Rangers got me to Super Sentai, and then one of my favorite Super Sentai was Geki Ranger. Yes, with John and the tiger. Like the Geki was. I mean, hell, you thought it was crazy. I like Geki Ranger so much. A lot of people was like, where that comes from? I was like, the design comes from Geki Ranger. That's the scratch logo claw on my chest. So yeah, yeah, because I knew what the source material was, so it made me a fan of the source material and things. And then I became one of those types like, wow, the source material is a little bit more harder edge. It's made for all. It's made for people a little bit older. So it kind of made me like, you know what? I became a Super Sentai snob for just a millisecond. Like I was the one that was so upset when they adapted Geki Ranger into Jungle Fury and fucking they was using sunglasses as morphers when they already had the things on their hand, and they just basically used the bracelets to. It was much better. I don't even know why they even changed that. It was so stupid. It was so dumb. But this is why he is the reason why a lot of people watched Power Rangers. He this is why people came to conventions that he was in droves. He got other people to start coming to events. Austin St. John, who played Jason, the original Red Ranger, he didn't even know how strong the retro conventions were. Retro conventions are a thing. Like a lot of people started coming to him now. He was the man who he was on the cusp of it. No, he was at the he was the progenitor of it. This is why he got Walter Jones to start doing it again. Johnny Bosch has been doing it, who's the second Ranger, Black Ranger Adam. Johnny Bosch is an accomplished voice actor, martial artist as well. He made a lot of direct to video movies like really good ones like Death Grip was good, Broken Path was good, Extreme Heist. All these were independently shot, and Bosch was like doing on some straight Jackie Chan shit, like doing a lot of his own stunts. Bosch was the only one I think in the movie who did his own stunts inside the armored suits because the stuntman got hurt. He did his own stunts. So it's it's crazy. Like I really how it's had an effect because it trickled. It went from the original show, me watching it with my nephew, to me splintering into other different aspects of it and stuff, and kept people going about it. Like case in point, found out that the Thunderzords were from a different series called Die Ranger, but they never used those outfits for Die Ranger, which were dope because they were like a one solid color with like a. That's where the White Ranger come from. They were splicing footage and everything. They were taking footage from Die Ranger, where they got the White Ranger and the Thunderzords and the Tiger Zord footage from, and they were using it combined with still with the with footage that they shot themselves. So it was a just a mishmash of all different types of footage. So yeah, it was very influential show of its time. And then it had its knockoffs. Remember Tattoo Teenage Warriors from Beverly Hills? So you remember that Tattoo Teenage Fighters or something, which was I'm like this was bad. This was bad. And then a lot of people forgot about the Toku show Gridman, which was transferred over, which was translated into America as Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. One of the AEW wrestlers, Anthony Bowens from the Acclaim, you know, Sesame, Anthony Bowens, is a big Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad fan and stuff. And the only thing I remember that show for is Tim Curry did the voice of the villain, Kilo Khan, the main villain, who made these. He made the monsters real. They were in the digital domain, and then Joey Lawrence's brother, the middle Lawrence brother, Matthew Lawrence, same age as me, Matthew Lawrence, was Servo. Well, Sam Collins Servo, where he transformed and went into the system and as Servo, and they fought. That's the only thing I really remember is that it was Matthew Lawrence, which I remember because he was on Give Me a Break in the last few years with his brother Joey Lawrence, who was Joey from Blossom. It was his younger brother. and Tim Curry was the voice of Kilo Khan. Yes, Tim Curry. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Hook, who did the voice of Hook and Peter Pan and the Pirates for Fox. It was cool. So it was cool. Can't believe it's gone now, but you wouldn't think because this man always seemed to be in good spirits. But those are the ones you gotta watch out for. And I was something Jada Black said to earlier, which is the case was huh, maybe some people just need a sounding board. And then maybe they got issues, they want to talk about it, and they don't want to be judged, and they just need you to listen and stuff like that. I understand that. And some people need that in their life. Hell, I need it too. Especially if I just want to be told. If I'm not sitting here and I'm not telling you, I'm not. Wow. Okay. Hold on a second. All right. There we go. Jesus. You can't do anything this day and age for somebody coming and trying to troll it with different things. But yeah, sometimes you need someone to talk to and just to speak it out. I've one of the type of people that when I was like speaking it out, I got it off my chest. And when I used to do a lot of my Black Conscious of Fury videos, guess what I was doing? Speaking it out. Hell, sometimes you know how many things I've recorded and never uploaded, but once I finished up speaking it, it was out it was out. I was like just like that. So many things. So many things. And we ultimately would never know what caused him to do what he did. We don't know, but he's gonna be missed. He's gonna be missed. Man. So where are we at right now? How long I've been doing this for? Almost an hour. I'm about to bring this one. I'm gonna keep these a little bit more contained and not be running for a long time, especially if I'm not gaming. I gotta fix the issue on it right now. I can only really do is talk without it. I would like to watch videos and stuff and show you guys certain things, but the buffering issues I'm having with this is going to require me to do some more tweaking, tuning, and researching to see if I can fix this connection. So anyway, just to bring this one to the end, thank you so much for listening to me and let me catch up. Had fun at Full Gear at the AEW experience for the past weekend. Was this weekend was great. Friday and Saturday, I did a combined of I did how many hours I did yesterday? 4:30 to about 1:30. I did 9 hours yesterday of time, and then the day before that, I did about 7. My check gonna be looking nice. It's gonna be looking nice. I'm well over time, so this makes up for the fact that I didn't pick up work from my other job. So I'm probably made more there doing this than I would the other way because I've been doing overtime, and I'm still got to cover a New Jersey Devils game because I got that Wednesday too. It's Thanksgiving week, and I'm thinking I'm off Thanksgiving. Should I work? If it's available, well, I know a lot of people like to jump on the Thanksgiving overtime. I'll check. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's your boy Fury. I'm here, and now I'm out. Peace.